Watch this. Same notes, one is a chord, one is a melody. That's an arpeggio. And if you've ever wondered how math rock guitarists create those flowing, cascading riffs, arpeggios are the secret. Hi, I'm TZ, and today I'm going to explain to you what arpeggios are, how to build them from the chords you already know, and how to use them to create melodic lines that sound musical and not mechanical. Okay, let's break it down from scratch. Okay, so what's an arpeggio? So this is the simplest definition. It's a chord that is played one note at a time instead of all at once. That's it. It's not complicated. Let me show you with the basic triad. Here's a C major chord. 3 notes play simultaneously, C, E, and G. Now, instead of playing them all together, I'm going to play them one at a time. That's an arpeggio. Same 3 notes, separated in time instead of stacked together. Why are arpeggios useful? Because they allow you to create melodic movement while outlining the harmony of a chord. If I strum these chords, you will hear the harmony clearly. But if I arpeggiate them, I still get a melodic movement that follows the harmonic structure. This is why we use arpeggios everywhere in math rock, because they create that cascading, intricate sound while still following the harmony. Think TTNG, Covet, Via Luna, American football. Alright, so how do you actually build an arpeggio? It's simple. Just take any chord you know, and just play the notes individually. Let's go with the C major 7. If you watch my video on 7th chords, you already know that C major 7 has 4 notes, right? C, E, G, B. Now, the easiest way to start with arpeggios is just to stay in the chord shape and play the notes one at a time. See, I'm not changing positions, I'm just playing this. Ascending, descending, same notes, just going up instead of down. Now, here's where it gets interesting. You don't have to play the notes in order. You can skip. I can skip around. This creates more melodic interest than just going up or down. Why start in shape? I mean, it's the easiest way to see the connection, because an arpeggio is just a chord broken apart. Because if you already know the chord shape, then you already know the notes, and you can decide in which order to play the notes. Now, once you're comfortable with in-shape arpeggios, you can expand across the fretboard. Right? This is the same C major 7 arpeggio, but I'm just going across the fretboard. Now, if you watch my video on scales, you might be wondering what's the difference between an arpeggio and a scale. And that's a good question. Let me show you. Here's the C major scale. Seven notes, all of the notes available in the key of C major. Now, here's the C major 7 arpeggio. Only 4 notes, just the chord tones. See the difference? You feel me? Scales give you all the notes in a key. They're the full menu. Arpeggios only give you the chord tones, right? So maybe like the special of the day, not the entire menu. That's the power of arpeggios, because they outline directly the harmony, and they just feel more intentional and consonant. And for math rock, this is really good, because if you remember my video on non-functional harmony, This will allow you to create melodic lines following that harmonic structure, right? So the arpeggios will help you stay grounded in the harmony. Alright, so let's get to the fun part. First of all, shout out to Via Luna, because this chord progression is just beautiful. And I think this is just like a really cool way to use arpeggios. They're not doing anything crazy, they're not doing anything complicated, it's just very straightforward. They're using arpeggios, so they're using the chords, but there's a melody going on. So one thing that we have to keep in mind is that math rock loves extensions, right? So 6th chords, 7th chords, 9th chords, 11th chords, at 9s, whatever, you name it, you can arpeggiate them too, all of them. And this is what these guys are doing in this chord progression. Let's take C major 9 for example, right? So now instead of having just 4 notes, right? So the C major 7, now I have a 9, right? So I now have 5 notes to play with. C, E, G, B, D, right? And now I can play with that. That sounds math rock. That sounds math rock. And this is a time to be creative, right? So what if we just like go with this F major 7? And we can arpeggiate that. But we can also do it while we tap it. Maybe we can tap that, right? Why not? What if we want to use harmonics? Right? It's the same arpeggio, but now it has that bell-like quality. So let's make this practical. How do you do this? How do you practice this? Pick a chord, any chord. It could be a 7th chord, a 9th chord, whatever it is. Let's go with the C major 7, just because it's C, we're in C major, and it's just easier for everybody. So first of all, identify the notes, right? What are your notes, right? So C, E, G, B, right? Those are my notes. Play them as an arpeggio, right? You go down, you go up, you try skipping. Right? Try to add rhythm and repetition, right? It's not a mechanical thing. It must be musical. Always that. Always be musical. Always be musical. Always be musical. Come on, right? Right? That's what being drunk sounds like. After that, have fun with it, loop it, create a riff, and that's it. You created a math rock riff using arpeggios. Insane! Congratulations! Let's go! Now try with other chords, 6th chords, 9th chords, whatever chord you know, the process is the same. Well, that was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Remember to follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. I'm going pretty consistently on TikTok, so you will definitely find me there. And I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao!